Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Speed Stuff for Trans Lives 2. My name is Bradderfield. I'll be your host for this block here. Upcoming now, we've got a race between Metroid Crime and IndyVillain with VVVVVV. It's any percent glitchless race. Let's get started.
In today's race of VVVVVV Glitchless, we have two lovely racers here in Metroid Crime and IndyVillain. Why don't we start with you, Crime, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm Metroid Crime. Hello. I love this game. It's great. I've been racing IndyVillain since like August last year at this game.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
It's one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. Great soundtrack, great game. Yeah.
And hi, I'm Indy. Happy to be here. Everything Crime just said about this game, it's fantastic. You should play it.
Yeah, these two have been racing each other, almost weekly, if not more than that, since August?
Oh,
almost every day, actually.
Almost every day, yeah.
Yeah.
We've done hundreds of races.
Yeah.
This is one of the most epic battles in racer history, and I know that in terms of doing them publicly in marathons, Crime really wants to take a win here. This is race number 4, right?
Yes, it's a 4. Yeah.
So I won't be rooting. I'll be rooting for both of them equally because I'm a commentator. But I know a lot of folks are going to be rooting for Crime. But
Ooh,
I know IndyVillain is not going to let this go down easily. So
I'll give it my all. We'll see.
all right. So if you guys are ready, I'll go ahead and give us the countdown.
Okay.
All right. So it'll be on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, Crime.
All right.
Good luck,
guys. So, VVVVVV is a platformer from 2010. It's kind of made to have a 80s sort of Atari look about it. The controls are dead simple. We've got left, we've got right, and we've got flip, which is, I think, usually spacebar or a button based on, whatever controller that they're using. Very tight cycle-based game, so right out of the gate we'll have a pretty tight cycle there. Oh, Indy missed traffic jam, so
Yeah, that's rough. I missed it
missed
again.
twice. Oh, he's giving Crime an early lead. I can hear she's already getting a little worried about it. The anxiety's already building.
That is
So yeah,
rough.
it's a
I'm upset
very
for you.
cycle-heavy game. You can see there's all these little moving things, and they're all based on. They all have cycles that start the moment you enter the screen. So the runners are very familiar with the cycles and will do their best to just barely sneak through them. As you can see, right out of the gate, it's a very tough cycle, actually, very heavy respawn, reset point. And so Crime is off to a nice early lead here. So with the flipping mechanic, basically, so you can't jump in this game, all you can do is flip. And after you flip, you can't flip again until your feet touch the ground. So it can be very, you kind of flip and hope for the best sometimes. It's level 1 complete there from Crime, and Indy is not far behind at all. So very, very close.
Dang.
So with this game, basically we've been teleported to Dimension V, and we have to find our crewmates. There's 6 in total, including ourselves. We just rescued Violet, and now we need to go, and we're going to rescue Vitillary. So with this game, it's kind of got this overworld sort of Metroidvania deal where you can kind of choose which dungeon, I guess, or section you want to do next. You always, after you do one, you always respawn back in the ship, so you can kind of do them in whatever order you want. And as far as the speedrun is concerned, it's all the same. So with that in mind, the runners will basically always go to what's considered the hardest of the bunch, which is Space Station 2. So we'll be it's kind of supposed to be a callback to Space Station 1, but we just did Space Station 1, so it's kind of funny in that regard. This is the shiny object. It's one of 2 shiny objects that we'll actually get in the game. Basically, they're like the bonus items, and usually they're slower to get. But this is the one occasion where it's actually faster to go for the shiny item than it is to not. So the main gimmick, so every level has its own gimmick. The main gimmick in this one is the conveyor belts, which control your speed. And ooh, Creme just barely missed the platform there. Taking a moment to gain her composure. Very worth noting that the movement in this game is kind of slidey. You might not really cloud skip there from Crime. Very nice. It's a tough cycle to beat. And Indy gets it too. These guys are neck and neck. It's already gearing up to be a wonderful race. So yeah,
I missed the checkpoint.
What's that? Oh, you missed the checkpoint?
Oh, I missed the checkpoint. That was close. Sorry.
Yeah, so the checkpoints in this game, you can see there's a lot of them. They're kind of everywhere. However, sometimes the runners have to decide if they want to, be safe and grab one, or if they want to just kind of keep going. And so Indy there missed a checkpoint that maybe he should have grabbed just for marathon race safety. But it worked out for him there. So yeah, slidey physics. So basically, the character doesn't come up to full speed instantly and doesn't stop instantly. So it's almost like all the ground here is ice, and you might not really get a feel for that just by watching. But if you play the game, it becomes very apparent that these characters love to slide around. Very easy to slide into the ice. And there, Crime has rescued Vitillary with Indy right on her tail. Only 3 or 4 seconds, I want to say. Very, very close race. So now the runners have completed the first choosable dungeon. Rather than go to the second hardest level, they're actually going to go to the tower. The tower is an auto-scroller, so you might wonder why we're doing an auto-scroller second. The main reason is because at the end of it, we're going to be rescuing a crewmate who will determine who will be in the level after that, which is the first intermission. And Vermilion has the least amount of talking, so we want to get him and make sure we have him for the intermission. Even though this is an auto-scroller, there is some speed tech to it. The runners will be going for these death warps, where basically when you die, the camera will kind of zoom ahead to pick up where you left off. So we'll be hitting checkpoints just barely before dying to make the camera kind of zoom ahead. There'll be 6 of them in total. There's one from Crime. And one from Indy. Now you have to be pretty precise with these because the camera does stop a little bit when you die. So even if you do them successfully, you might not gain time unless you really are right on the edge there. But so far, both runners looking excellent here. There is a 7th one, but it is task only. So hopefully we'll get 6 clean death warps here. Oh, a little bit early there from Crime.
No.
And he takes the lead just barely, but he did miss the death warp there too. So they're basically tied
I didn't
here.
die on it though. I was just late.
I missed one too, and I died in one. Yeah.
So now we're pretty much done with the death warps. If we have any announcements / donations, now is a great time. We're just going to be going.
Absolutely.
Here.
We have a $45 donation from Mr. Shatster. Just completed that Magalord one, by the way. Comment says, "Wahoo!" And that's got to be for the Klonoa 2 coming up next. And by the way, we're $45 away for the incentive for an All Visions upgrade to get some more Klonoa action. So please get those donations in. Thank you.
Very nice. All right, so both runners have completed the tower basically in sync, at least on my screen right now. They basically right together. So now we're going to start the first intermission. The gimmick of the intermission is that the character you have will follow you around. He'll follow you when your feet are on the ground, and he'll stay put when your feet are in the air, or on the ceiling. So basically, we have to kind of lead him through these obstacles, and he has the same kind of slidey ice physics that our main character has. So we have to make sure that he doesn't slide into any spikes or obstacles as well, which can be kind of a pain in the butt. Now, Indy does like to go for a top route here. It's very difficult. Well, I'm curious if he's going to go for it or not.
I am.
He's going to go for it, so that could bring him into the lead if he makes it.
I'm only going to go for it once, though.
Just the once. So we'll see. Oh, no! A little too fast! And there was those ice physics. So Vermilion flew off the side and into the spikes. So Crime here, she's taking the bottom route, just kind of leading him over. And then we'll see how top route goes for Indy. First platform, second. Oh, a little short on the third platform. Unfortunate for Indy. So Crime is
Thank you, Indy.
building quite the lead here.
I could have caught back up to her if I got that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
one of those things though where it's like, you know, in speedrunning, sometimes there's a trick and you just, at some point you decide, you know what, I'm going for this trick every time, and it's kind of the only way that you ever get it down, even in like high intense situations. So I have mad respect for going for that.
Yeah.
But Indy's definitely, our Crime has definitely taken a sizable lead, but absolutely not one that can't be
Yes, we
lost.
still have the Gravitron.
The Gravitron is the great equalizer for sure. So now that we've completed intermission 1, we're heading on over to the warp zone. As the name implies, there's going to be a lot of warping. The main gimmick, besides the warps, is that we're going to have some fun screen wrapping, where we'll have some kind of like asteroid-style warping of the screen, where we kind of have to figure out which parts actually let you progress, as opposed to just warping you to the other side of the screen. You'll see what I mean when we get there. But the runners are very, very familiar with how that all works, so they mostly breeze through it. There's some tight cycles that can definitely cause problems. And casually, it's definitely a big brain bender how you get through that. But so here we're going through a little maze section. It looks like kind of a haunted forest sort of deal, but it's really just a maze with some repeated bricks. So you can see Crimes into the level proper here with the funny scrolling and some tight cycles. We're going to be coming up through the rest of these warps, to the right, to the left, back to the right, back to the left, and up, and now we're actually progressing into the obey room. No problems there. So that room with the yellow crosses, you can buffer your flips. So unfortunate death there. But gets through it no problem. So dying in cycle-heavy rooms like that is really scary, because there's not a great way to reset the cycle. So you're
Especially in
normally
warp
used to what
zone.
it's like. Yeah, especially in warp zone. So normally, you're used to where the cycles are when you enter the screen, but with no way to reset them, you kind of have to improvise. And Prime did a great job there, getting through it. So there's the Boo Room. Got a shout out to the Boo Room. And then the Heart Room. This is a really tough cycle. Crime gets it no problem. Very nice warp zone from Crime. Crime's on a bit of a pacer right now, I think. Except for the one little mishap in Tower, but Crime's doing pretty darn good right now. And Heart Room for Indy makes it look easy. And now we're heading on to the Gravitron. So the Gravitron is very infamous. If you know anything about this game, you probably know about the Gravitron. Basically, it's going to have us bouncing back and forth for a full minute while we dodge basically random bricks. So they're random, but they do come in kind of patterns. There's a checkpoint every 5 seconds. So if we die at like 54, you'll go back up to 55. But obviously, we want to have as few deaths as possible. The main scary part here will be between the 30 and 20 second mark, where things are basically truly random, almost no pattern to them whatsoever. So we'll see how that goes. You can kind of see how they kind of have patterns, even though the exact position isn't known. So these bricks move just barely faster than our character does, so you have to make a decision about whether you're going to try to beat it or not. A death there from Crime, but not a bad one at all. She just barely hit the 30-second mark. So this is the real scary part, where it's basically completely random. Oh, that was a tough
Bad
death. That was a
death.
tough one.
Really
Yeah.
bad one.
So she was at 21 seconds, so she just barely didn't get it. So,
Yeah.
oh man, this is like I said, the great equalizer, putting Indy back into contention here, but still in the lead. Oh, bad
I
death
did the
there
exact
from
same
Indy.
thing.
Yeah, the exact same thing. Wow. Yeah, the Gravitron. I mean, the nasty thing about this, I mean, besides being so difficult, is that it is so late
I
in the
got the
run,
checkpoint. Good
and
one.
there's just nothing. You have to do good. So you already have your heart rate up, and Crime is through. We had another unfortunate death there from Indy, so Crime is still ahead by about 10 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
So
no. That was bad.
and
That was a
real
bad one.
death there from Indy.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Crime is going to be heading off now to the lab, which is the last of the choosable levels as Indy completes the Gravitron. So the lab is generally regarded as the easiest level in the game, which is great that we can save it for last. It's not to say there aren't some things that can trip them up still.
Absolutely.
It's also known as having the best music. I believe it has the second best music, but it's, in some circles it's known as having the best music in the game.
My favorite music, at least.
Yeah.
So this level introduces the line mechanic that we should have probably already known about before the gravitron. So lab is it's directly south of the spaceship, so they kind of expect you to come here first. But since obviously we know where we're going, we saved this for last. Going for the big jump here on Crime Screen, where she just barely squeaks past that bike and gets it no problem. And yeah, just ripping on through here. There's a couple little mean sections here. This vibrating string can be a problem, but no problem here. And Kids' Age Bounce rips through it, no problem. And I think that's pretty much. So I personally struggle with some of this difficult chord room, but runners make it look easy. It's a skill issue when I'm in there. And that's the rest of lab done for Crime. Looks like Indy's having a pretty good lab as well. And now Crime is heading into finale. So this game, it goes by so fast. I haven't even gotten a little odd death there from Indy, but not much time lost. Yeah, I've hardly even gotten the time to explain some of the mechanics in this game, and we're already on to the last level.
We're zooming.
You don't even get a chance to catch your breath. Yeah, very, very good run. So the final level kind of brings together the gimmicks from all the various levels. So we've got screen wrapping, we've got lines that bounce you, we've got conveyor belts, we've got platforms, and of course we've got patterns. So this pattern can be a little mean, but no problem there. We've got the breadstick room coming up soon, which I've been instructed to give a shout out to. There's the ghost breadsticks.
No, I just died.
Just barely died on breadsticks there.
It's okay.
It's okay though. Crime's got quite the lead. I don't want to jinx anything, but I think it's her race to lose right now. We just have to get through these last little parts. Cut it very close there.
That was so close. That was so scary.
And now she's activating the instability, which will do the final little run back as we make our way out of the final level here. So yeah, with these little X rooms, you can do these buffer jumps where you hold the flip button down. Very nice time slip from Crime, no problem at all there. Into Three's Company, bounce, 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 no problem. LM for murder, very nice. Wow, this is going super great for Crime. Time slip on Indy's side now. Oh, just a little bit slow, but took it safe there. Got through, no problem. It's really easy to die there. It's really easy to misjudge the pattern and fall out. And yeah, we're closing in on the end of the run. It says final challenge. It's not actually the final challenge, but it almost might as well be. And into the last rooms here for Crime. Oh my goodness, last shiny object, and Crime is gonna take it! Wow.
I can't get through Heaven's Gate. GG, Crime.
And time's coming up right now.
Yeah.
Time for Crime. He's just wrapping up his room, not far behind at all.
Not well. I'm not wrapping it up well.
You got this, Indy. Come on, Indy. You got this. Let's go.
There we go.
Wow, what a great race. I mean,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, just a little bit of final nerves here from Indy. But
yeah,
oh
if you don't
goodness.
hit the left wall there, that you can die on that spike randomly. It just kind of happens out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But GG, you kicked my butt. Well done.
16 from Crime, amazing.
Yeah,
Very
that was
nice.
my fastest marathon time, absolutely. Sub 16 at a marathon is...
Time for Indy right there.
Only 6 incidental deaths. That's impressive.
Yeah, 12 seconds.
Power, that's what you want to see?
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Gracious. Very nice.
Heck yeah. Yeah, that was awesome. I'm gonna click through this because this game is cute and there's stuff after you end the game. But There's a whole lot of lore with this game. Like, there's so many things that happen behind the scenes that are just, like, story-based. Like, you can go to any of those monitors that we passed during the game and read about the lore. It's like, really in-depth, too. There's, like, a love story going on behind the scenes. There's a whole bunch of extra content. There's a 100% mode where you grab all of the shiny trinkets, where you see a lot of really interesting rooms and a lot of interesting challenges. It's a really fun game to play casually, and it's a really short speed run. Highly recommend playing it. I've convinced so many people to run this.
Yeah,
Like,
Crime's responsible for me running it. So.
And this is the bonus that you get at the end of the game. I like to show this off at marathons because it's super cute. But this is the crew, and we've got the band back together.
Yeah, this is a great picture.
Absolutely. But I'm Metroid Crime. You can find me at twitch.tv/MetroidCrime or on social media. Or MetroidCrime.com, whichever. I play this game a lot. I play Sonic games. I play a variety of games. Yeah, come check me out. And shoutouts to Lady Arcaders, shoutouts to my community. Indy?
Yeah, I'm IndyVillain. You can find me at IndyVillain on all social media, including Twitch. So, yeah, thanks so much for having me. And how about you, March?
Yeah, I'm March, and you can find me on Twitch TV, March_TV. And I don't run this game. I'm a VVVVVV enjoyer, but I do speedrun Sonic. I speedrun a bunch of other random Genesis games, and yeah, I'm just always so happy to do commentary for you guys.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be a part of this marathon.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing that.
Always, yeah. Really appreciate it. And GG's.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.